they don't teach you. They teach you the knowledge and the technicals and the approaches and a hoo-ha. But what they don't tell you is, 1, how to get clients. 2, how to charge. 3, how to market yourself. 4, how to sell your services. Because reality is, it's not like you finish your qualification and all of a sudden you've got clients knocking at your door. That's not how it works.
So let's get real. Our value as doctors has significantly diminished over the last decade. So how can we turn that around by upskilling and creating rewarding and impactful careers on our own terms? Welcome to Disrupting Doctors' Careers. I'm your host, Dr. Abeyna Bubbers-Jones, and I'm on a mission to connect 1 million talented doctors with the best in diverse career opportunities.
Hi, so let me guess. You're thinking about signing up for another course, right? Maybe even an MBA or a very expensive qualification. I'm talking 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s. I've even seen 60s and 120,000 pounds, but you realize that something's not quite working and you're hoping that this will fix it. So if you're that doctor, then I strongly recommend you keep listening, because you might start thinking differently about where your true value lies and where courses really step into it. So let's go. So I'm really passionate, as you know, I'm very passionate about anything alternative careers, helping doctors develop high value careers in industry, particularly businesses. But this thing comes up time and time again. And so I'm dedicating a whole episode to it, and I've talked about it in length, but you can never talk about anything too much. So qualifications, right? Qualifications is what got us our jobs as doctors. It's what we've been told is the most valuable thing about ourselves, and getting more and more like postgraduate qualifications equals promotion, higher status, less in the bank account, but still it helps us to progress. And I'm using that progress, right? And that's what we've been taught is where our value is, right? And so we think in order to move to industry, we've got to keep taking more qualifications, right? Keep taking more, and then we'll be good enough. And so I've seen so many doctors. For example, I had a doctor who moved to industry, applying for hundreds and hundreds of roles, couldn't get even an interview. And I've seen this quite a lot. And then, okay, fine. Someone said that doing an MBA is a good thing for doctors to do. It makes you more employable. I'll go and do an MBA, right? And at the end of the day, MBAs do have a lot of value, don't get me wrong, mainly on the network side and sometimes on the knowledge side. But it's a very expensive way to get a job. I'll say it again. It's a very expensive way to get a job. And I see more and more employers are seeing people with MBAs, but not necessarily hiring people with MBAs. But I also see lots of doctors getting really great value jobs, high value jobs without MBAs. So which doctor would you want to be? The one with the MBA not getting a job, or the one without the MBA getting a job, right? And at the end of the day, it's not the MBA that's the issue. Why people or doctors struggle to get jobs. It is the positioning and how the doctor communicates their value, right? So a lot of us, they think, hey, I'm going to do more and that's how I'll get the job, or that's how I'll get an opportunity. But hey, it's not the doing more that's going to work for you this time. This is a completely different game. There's a game for medicine and clinical, and there's a completely even opposite game for developing a high value career in industry, right? And so I really get it. I really get it. Like, you want to do something, and especially when you're at that point, which I've been at several times. I thought about doing MBAs a number of different times, but I just saw successful. I actually did an analysis of some of the most successful people in the world that we see all the time. We're talking about people like the head of Microsoft. I mean, actually even started looking at other doctors who had grown their own businesses in the same time frame that I was in business, and none of them had MBAs. None. None of them went to MBA school. None of them did any more qualifications. They all just worked fucking hard at their businesses and learned and failed and learned and failed. Literally no fancy stuff involved. No fancy stuff, right? So this is why it's really important to be self-aware that if you're like, I'll do this qualification and then I'll be good enough, or I'll do this qualification and then I'll be credible, that it's probably a sign that there's something else beneath the surface. Like even today, I've got a friend of mine, another doctor, real passion to do something in the kind of alternative health, holistic lifestyle space, and basically said, hey, I've got this job, this clinical job that I'm going to keep doing. And my real dream is to set up a clinic, but I've got to have to do this course. This course is going to cost me nearly 20 grand. So I'm going to wait another 10 years, get financially stable, and then I'll have enough money to then pay for this course, and then I'll start the clinic. So the question is there any problem with that strategy? Because that's a strategy, right? That's a genuine strategy that actually I hear echoed time and time and time again. Like doctors, they'll say, I don't have the money to do anything about it now, but I'm going to get the money from a job, and then I'll wait, and then I'll do an expensive course, and then I'll suddenly have a clinic. So what's the problem with that? The reality is, and again, I've seen this time and time again, someone wants to do a diploma in lifestyle medicine. Someone wants to do a diploma or another qualification, say nutrition, right? All good and well. But what they don't teach you, they teach you the knowledge and the technicals and the approaches and a hoo-ha. But what they don't tell you is, 1, how to get clients. 2, how to charge. 3, how to market yourself. 4, how to sell your services. Because the reality is, it's not like you finish your qualification and all of a sudden you've got clients knocking at your door. That's not how it works. But that tends to be omitted largely, or not really much focus on actually how to go about leveraging your qualification, right? So it's all about strategy, and people think, delaying is like a good thing because it means that I'll get money over time. But we know that money over time for your job, if you've got a job, there's a huge risk that it will be eroded by inflation, and over time the competition will go up with the area that you want to go into, so it's just going to be that much more harder. And so the smart people that I've seen do it will borrow money, right? So they will go and get a loan, or they'll go and get friends and family to invest. That's what investing is for. It's to speed up the process and not have to wait for you to like save the money so you can do the thing now, not do the thing later when the market's like completely different and may not even need you, right? So this is how strategy and being clear on what you want and having someone to help you mentor and move forward are total game changers. So why courses, they just don't solve the problem of getting a job, right? So it's not about theory. We've talked about that. It's really about you gaining traction and understanding really how to sell yourself, whether you're getting a job or whether you're building a business. And even though I've shared my insights with a lot of doctors, and they say, I hear you, Abeyna, I hear you. But what they're saying beneath the surface is like, actually, I'm really afraid. It's easier to focus on doing something external than it is to look at myself internally and say, actually, can I really do this? Is this something for me? What if I fail? I get that a lot. What if I fail? No one actually says that, but I know doctors are thinking that, because we don't fail as doctors, right? We don't fail, right? We've been in the system, we've done loads of exams, and it's very rare for us to fail. So in the wider real world, people fail all the time. It's like part of the process. It's normal to fail. If you are a success, it means that you failed a load of times to get there, and you're still failing, right? And so it's that fear of failure, that fear of uncertainty, that fear of getting it wrong, that fear of actually getting it right, that fear of actually having something that's totally your responsibility and no one having to tell you what to do. It's like easy to just do another course and then you'll be credible. And going back to my friend, I said, like, what are people actually paying for when they see you? Are they paying to say, hey, it's great to see that you've done this course? I've not seen one client, patient say that, oh, it's great you've done this course, doctor. No, they want you to solve their problem. And if you're good at solving problems and you do it with your toolkit of things that you already know, and that solves a problem, they're not going to complain that you haven't done this course that you said you were going to do, right? So naturally, just getting out there, testing the market and helping people, genuinely helping people, could pay for the course that you might want in the future if you think it's still worth it by then, right? Another thing is courses tend to be a source of, another source of like passive consumption. So as doctors, we're like sponges, we're learning all the time. We learn. And taking action is not so much of a thing. Or being visible to say, hey, I'm doing this, not so much of a thing. So it just feeds into our habit of just learning. Someone said being a learnpreneur, right? And industry at the moment, they're not really rewarding more knowledge anymore. It's easy to get knowledge. You can learn knowledge pretty much from anywhere with the amount of information that's out there. Super easy to get knowledge. But what is really valued is really understanding how to implement and execute in the context of a problem. I'll say it again, implement and execute in the context of a problem. And so it rewards value. They reward value that's delivered clearly and confidently. And the confidence does not come from the qualification. The confidence comes from the fact that you've done it time and time again. Or if you're at the beginning, you've spoken to a lot of people and you understand the problem. So when I work with doctors, especially at the beginning of their journey, and this, I see this change in like within a few weeks. We've got doctors who are like, I've got this idea, right? And I'm like, no ideas, please. Ideas are cheap. Really focus on problems. It's like, right, so what's the problem? So they might say, the problem is I see a lot of healthcare professionals who are burning out, and they've got all of these courses that they just don't have time to do it, and they don't want to take time off work. So I've created this 5-step program that you can do in 10 minutes a day and prevents burnout. So I'm like, that is absolutely fantastic, right? They said, yeah, but I've not actually done it for anyone. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Go and talk to people. See that's something they would actually value. And they're like, oh, but maybe I just need to do another course and then I can start doing it. And I'm like, no, just go and talk to people. So within about 4 weeks, this person had come back. They'd offered this program to a few people who did really well and then started monetizing it, right? No courses in sight. They talked to people. They started getting the confidence to make the offer because they talked to enough people to say this is definitely the right thing. They had the confidence to deliver the program, which is always the easiest thing. Delivery is always easiest. Selling is the hardest. And they built a business on that, right? So would you rather have waited, then do a course, and then still not know, because you still have to do the same thing I've just described after the course, or actually just get on with it without the expense of the course? Right. And so we also had another doctor who was delaying her move for probably about 9 years, right? Always thinking, I need to be ready. I need to have done more. I need it to be the right time. It's just getting really busy at the moment for 9 years. Really busy, right? I hear that a lot, and I've seen it a lot, and it really pains me to see a lot of doctors like that. And to be fair, I was that doctor too. I'm saying all of these things, these are traps that I've fallen into. And in that time, we worked out that she'd probably missed out on about 6 to 7 figures of potential income just by waiting. And she burned out in the process of trying to make things work and doing a lot of qualifications, a lot of which went down the drain. So what's the real fix in this? How do we fix this? If you're someone that's a qualification junkie, which we all are, to be fair, how do you really take some really bold moves that actually get you seen, get you valued, and get you paid in industry? So the first step is clarity. Okay, you need a clear roadmap tailored to where you want to go. And I've designed that because I've worked with hundreds of doctors. Again, I understand the problem. I've seen it time and time again. And I designed a framework and roadmap that works time and time again, right? So having a roadmap that's clear will help you really move forward and really eliminate the guesswork in this journey. The other is the visibility element, and developing your high value network and being connected to people that can either refer or make decisions and really provide and open up those opportunities for you. All right. So being visible is key. And when I say visible, doesn't mean going on LinkedIn or even Instagram or wherever and just dancing around. You can do that. And a lot of people do that when they scale and they're confident in what they know, or they just want to reach out to people. But as I always say, the first place to start is start DMing people, start messaging people that you've been, look at your last SMSs or WhatsApp. Just say, hey, I'm really interested in developing my career in industry as a femtech consultant. Who do you know? Who should I be talking to? Or I've seen this problem where women aren't getting access to high quality skin advice and they're getting absolutely confused, and particularly women of color. Who do you know that can talk to you regarding this, right? Ask your last 20 people that you've DM'd. You'll get a lot of suggestions and recommendations and referrals just by being clear, and they will help refer and get you to decision makers. Right. So that's what I mean by visibility, by making sure everyone around you knows what you're doing. And then you can scale it in social media. It's really important to learn how to package what you already have rather than trying to get something more or different, right? So what does that mean? So if you're someone who's really passionate, even about like mowing the lawn, you're like, the best lawnmower in the world, right? And you really want to take that to healthcare providers and be like, hey, I'm a doctor and I've got great expertise in lawn mowing. How about hiring me to make sure that all of your healthcare buildings are lawn mowed to like the greatest standard? I know it's a bit of a random example. I know. But hey, it stands up, it keeps you awake. But it's your existing experience that counts. And you might say, right, I'm going to target hospitals that are in rural areas or in like amazing landscapes, or hospitals that need landscaping. And I've seen that their trees and everything are just rubbish, right? So like, again, leverage your existing experience, leverage your passion. And being a doctor means that you're probably quite connected. So you could just DM all your friends and your colleagues, say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Are you in a hospital that that has this problem that I can help them with? You see the approach, right? Existing experience. I'm not saying, hey, I love mowing lawns, but I'm going to go and get a qualification so I'm credible enough to then talk to people. No, that's not what I'm saying. And the bonus advice I can say is like, stop collecting certificates and just get results. They said, stop collecting certificates and get results. So in summary, how to fix this: clear roadmap, stay visible, learn how to package your existing experience as high value. So leverage the whole doctor thing all the time, leverage it, and stop collecting certificates and get results. Just start taking action and talking to people. So if you're tired of waiting until you're ready, or you're like, you're done with delaying and you're done with being a qualification junkie and you want real results that pay you, then this is exactly why we created the fellowship. So as you know, it's a premium program only for doctors that are ready to stop kind of messing around, stop delaying things, stop thinking about things for years, and actually start doing and growing right yesterday. And it's for people, doctors who are busy. They don't necessarily want to leave medicine, or they don't necessarily want to stop clinical entirely. Some do, but a lot of them don't. They do need clarity, they do need traction, and they need results. And doing that, they get that financial stability and that freedom to create a career and life that they control and they love, right? So we help doctors land like £5,000 plus opportunities without having to do another course, without having to do another expensive qualification. And as I said, taking full ownership of your value. So if that is you, check out the show notes, book to apply for a strategy call with me or one of my team. And we'll see whether you could be a good fit, whether we could actually help you, or whether something else might be more suitable at your stage. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Just look at your qualifications, guys. You are enough. On to the next episode. Take care.